Hi there and welcome back to Triplicate, and today more adventures in vintage computing, specifically the Amiga. Now, for quite a long time the Amiga was my main computer and I did a lot of work on it, specifically composing music, and before the Amiga goes off to a new home I would like to take all that big heap of floppy disks with my work on it and convert them so I can read them on that PC running Windows 10. Now, for quite a while I was using the Amiga for my own stuff and a PC for work, and quite often had to transfer files between, for which I was using that guy, which is a piece of Amiga software which enables Amiga floppies to read PC floppy disks, because the Amiga floppy formats the disk differently to a PC, just to make life difficult. And you see, it's typical Amiga software. Somebody copied it for me, didn't buy it. But to use that now, I hunted round and nowhere in the house left do I have a floppy drive. So I went out and bought one, but that wouldn't read double density 720k floppies like the old smaller format, which is what it needs to do to read Amiga disks. And it had a couple of other foibles in that every time you put a new disk in you had to unplug it in and re-plug it into the USB, and it also broke. So I've got another one on order, but it's a bit clunky to use as well, especially since we have a lot of files. So is there another option? So let's go and ask Mr. Google, shall we? Okay, so it turns out we can transfer data between the Amiga and the PC actually using a serial cable and the Amiga Explorer software. So shall we give that a go? And here is a very useful article by Jason Warnes that tells you exactly how to do it. So we shall just follow this and see if we can transfer our data from our Amiga to our PC. Okay. Incidentally, the GoTech is, well, it's £35, and I don't really want to buy one and then just have to sell it, because it won't be any good to me once I've transferred my data. So installing Amiga Explorer on Windows is our first step. I think we need to download it. That's probably our first step. So if we go here, it says the free version is functional mostly, apart from a file limitation on the user interface. It's a whole €10 to buy, so as far as I'm concerned, if I can get it doing what I want to do, I'm happy to pay €10 by way of thanks to the people that wrote it. So we go to the download page. Oh no, we don't. We download it. There it is. A setup. Amiga Explorer setup. So we save that. Okay, so here it is. We've downloaded it and just dropped it on the desktop. Let's see what happens. I think we'll leave the license key bank and install the trial version. Complete, I think. Yup. Off we go. Let's just finish for now and see what our article says we should do next. Right, so do we have an Amiga Explorer icon on the desktop? Oh, we do. Let me just fire it and see what happens. No, it's just a folder opened on my other screen. Okay, next we require a suitable cable to connect the serial of the PC to the serial of the Amiga, and here it tells you how to wire them up. So I think without further ado I should fire up the soldering iron and make myself an appropriate cable. Okay, so I have printed out the diagrams for what we want, and that's the one we want, 25 way to 9 way, or 9 way to 25 way. So that is a 25 way plug, female plug, and that is the female one goes in the serial port. Don't get it wrong, they say, or you'll blow something up. And the other end I have got, that's what I could find, it's PCB, so I'm going to have to somehow fiddle it onto a bit of board to connect the wires on properly. And I have an FTDI to connect that to USB into my computer, because PCs don't have serial ports anymore. All old technology. So I think I will do some soldering and just bring you back. Okay, so here it is. It's a bit of a lash up, but it's only going to be used sitting on the bench and not for very much, so it'll do. Right, so Amiga end. So I'll lift the Amiga up. Serial port. Use that cable. Don't know whether the camera picks up the writing, but that says serial port. Anyway, I won't go in there. So that end goes in there. This goes to the FTDI. Incidentally, if you want a USB to serial, get an genuine FTDI one. They are by far the best. Right, this needs to go into the USB hub, which is lurking behind this large heap of floppies here. And to do that, we're going to use a USB extension lead. Not the best things to use, but we're not exactly using a high data rate. So, like that. Right. I'm just going to check that that's appeared, and yes, USB serial port COM3, so the FTDI is up and running insofar as the PC can see it. So I'm now going to turn the Amiga on. Okay, so we turn the monitor on, and the monitor's on, and we fire the Amiga up. Yep, it's powering up. It's going bit. And that should just be a workbench. Okay, so far so good. Nothing's emitted smoke or stopped working. So let's look in the documentation and see what we're supposed to do next. Okay, so this article is very good but somewhat out of date. 2010. So hopefully the cable hasn't changed. So this bit is a bit different. So we've turned on the Amiga, right. Once workbench is right click on the Amiga and choose the setup option from the pop-up. Right, here we have the Amiga folder, but if we right click on that and let's go into the setup wizard. Alright, null modem serial transfer, that it is. COM port COM3, oh it's found the right COM port correctly. The Amiga is booted with 1.3. Please make sure the Amiga serial preferences are set to those. Right, so we now need to open the Amiga serial preferences and set it up to that. Okay, so try and clear some space for the mouse. Right, we go into Workbench 1.3. Preferences, serial, okay, so baud rate 19200, that's the one, buffer size 4096. Read bits and write bits both 8, stop bits 1, parity none, handshaking, RTS, CTS, okay. So if we save those, hopefully next time we boot up off this disk they'll be right. Okay, what next? Okay, once the Amiga serial preferences are set on your Windows PC, click the OK button of the Amiga Explorer setup dialog, and that is there, or next anyway. On the Amiga, please open a shell and enter exactly, including the word type. Right. Type space SER colon, all caps, SER colon. I love these clunky old keyboards on Amigas. To RAM colon setup. To RAM colon setup. Is that it? Type space SER colon space to space RAM colon setup. Right. Press return on the Amiga. Okay. And hit next on this window. Please do not press any other key or move the mouse on the Amiga until the next message is displayed here. Alright. Oh. Well, it's using handshaking, so I'm guessing it's happy that something's working. Cross your fingers. Right, in the same Amiga shell window, press Ctrl C. Ctrl C. Done that. Nothing will happen in the Amiga side, which is normal. After pressing Ctrl C on the Amiga side, select Next in this window. Right. So after a few seconds, the Amiga should display break followed by the command prompt. In the same Amiga shell window, enter RAM:/setup. RAM:/setup. And press return. Then select next in this window. And yep, something's happening. Congratulations, Amiga Explorer has been successfully copied to the RAM disk volume of your Amiga. You can now drag and drop the A Explorer icon to a floppy or hard disk location. Double click on the A Explorer on the Amiga to start or stop the software. Right, so if we hit that, well, will you look at that? Let's move that out of the way. We've got a floppy in here which is empty. Not going to work. Still. And we'll have the readme. So that's it. Okay, it seems to be ready now to try it out. Right, using Amiga Explorer over a serial port. Okay, to start or stop Amiga Explorer application on the Amiga from the RAM disk, and double click on the icon, and up it comes, and that'll vanish after a second, it claims. Yeah, it does, so it should be working now. So if I go here and I close the setup box, previously. I did try it previously, and with the setup box open it didn't work properly, so I closed the setup box. And so we now open that, and there you go, Workbench 1.3 RAM disk, The RAM disk has Explorer exploring for readme. Oh, look at that. I'm impressed. You can tell I'm impressed, can't you? So, if we have a disk here, which is called Xsongs 1 back, and there we go, Xsongs 1 back, and we'll open this on here. Actually nothing comes up, I don't think, because they don't have icons. Haha. Anyway, it's got some stuff on it. I think we need to refresh on here once we've changed the discs on there. Yeah, Xsongs 1 back. And listen to that. You can hear the disc chugging, and I've just opened it on the PC. There we go. So if I Xsongs 1 back, have a little folder on the desktop. And if I go into here, select all, copy, paste, but it cannot be used for files bigger than 10K. No, okay. View details. Alright, we'll try that one and that one and that one because they're less than 10K. And there we go. Right, well, I suppose I'd better get my PayPal account and register the software. Alright, so I reckon, let's see if we can take ourselves to the registration page. Yes. Register. Yes. Visit this page. Here we go. Amiga Explorer. I am a first time customer. I think that's us, isn't it? Right. Okay, here we are. We're done. £9.16 later, I have an activation key. So if I go somewhere back into here, look at this. Shall we try it again? Copy, paste. Get on with it. Oh, there we go. I'm not saying the floppy disk is any good in the Amiga. After 25 years in a cupboard, quite a few of them seem to have succumbed. Oh, well, there we go. I think I'm going to call it a day there because I have a big stack of floppies to copy, and it did take about 10 minutes to copy one floppy. I'm going to try upping the baud rate in the hopes we can go a bit faster, because it's going to take me a long time at that rate. However, Amiga Explorer I am very happy with. Yeah, thanks to Cloanto for the software, €10 well spent, and thanks to Jason Warnes for the article. It's a good article, but it is somewhat out of date now. However, between the article and a bit of head scratching we got there. So that's it for this triplicate video. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, leave a comment or a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel hopefully, and I'll see you next time. So for now it's goodbye from Triplicate, home of interesting electronics. Goodbye.